Welcome to Dr. Dana's diary. I just had 1 hour of career advice. Yes, I've been giving career advice for a young PhD student for almost a year now. And today she dropped the question. The question, what is it like for a woman to be in a field like physics? And no, she is not doing her PhD in physics. She is doing her PhD in mathematics. But yeah, it is kinda comparable. So it is one of the STEM fields. So we are in the field of science and technology. And when she looks around and when I look around, what we see is a mostly male environment. And she wanted to know whether being a woman in STEM has any advantages or disadvantages and how I've been feeling about being a woman in physics. And well, yes, this is not a question that you can answer in like one sentence, but I will try to make it as short as possible, just as I've been trying to explain it to her in a short sequence of, say, a logical argument. The first thing is that you have to realize, yes, it is true. At least here in Germany and also in other countries where I've been, there are more men than women taking some subjects in STEM, especially in mathematics or computer science and yes, physics. So the second question is, does it bother you? If you're a young woman and you're thinking about it, would it bother you to be sitting in a room full of, well, male co-students or later male PhD students and, well, the professor in this moment singles you out and greets you like personally and everybody else is just gentlemen? Well, it didn't matter to me. Of course, I know that there are especially young women who tend to think, I don't like it if I get like picked out like this. Now you may say, wait a moment. If actually nobody is keeping anybody away from studying most of the subjects you can study, if nobody is keeping young women away from physics or mathematics, why do we have much lower numbers regarding female students compared to male students? And well, the answer is probably more complicated than saying, ooh, it's probably, I don't know, the males that are keeping the women away. No, totally not. First of all, everybody can decide for themselves. And I assure you, if you are interested in a certain subject and you're looking forward to going to a university to study, think about actually picking what you want and not what, other people are telling you. I know that sometimes family, friends can be very influential, but it's a decision that you have to live with. Now, but if there is actually free choice, why are more men picking subjects like physics compared to young women? And like I said, it's more complicated. One factor actually is, well, I would say genetics. And yes, women have more interest in social stuff, let's put it like this, and men have more interest in technical stuff. And no, this is totally not out of the blue that I'm just saying, yeah, that's the way it is. There is actually research in this field, and I know that there is a professor in Great Britain, Professor Baron Cohen. And yes, if this name sounds familiar, yes, but I'm not joking. He is an actual professor and he's been researching into this topic. And he found out that if you pick babies, and we are talking about newborn babies, and you show the babies faces or, technological stuff, then it's mostly, if you average over all the children, mostly the girls that tend to look longer at the faces compared to the boys who tend to look longer at technological stuff. So yeah, there is some factor of our genome. But of course, there's also probably a huge social component. Because if you grow up as a girl and you have never the experience of what is it like playing with cars or building stuff, things like this, or you're a boy and you're always told, no, don't dance, don't play with dolls, you will never have this experience of what it may be like. And yes, I think it's very important that already at a young age, we have to enable children to make a broad variety of different experiences. So, if we accept, on one hand, free choice, and on the other hand, the fact that we are who we've grown into, then there is one question left. What we see, yes, is an imbalance between male and female students in different fields. It applies to physics, mathematics, and computer science just in a way it does, well, in biology or in social sciences. So yes, there is an imbalance. But does this imbalance mirror what we see above? What I mean is, yes, let's say we have a subject where we have 75% of male students and only 25% of female students. Now, I have a certain number of PhD students, so people that want to stay in science. And then there are those that have already obtained their PhD and are postdocs, or are even older and senior researchers. Do these numbers, these percentages, mirror the ones that we see when we look at the students? And the answer quite often is no, not really. Not really. So, at least in physics, I know that the numbers, the percentages of young women studying physics is larger, really visibly larger than what we see in PhD students, and especially when we go to postdocs or senior researchers. The numbers of women striving for an academic career seems to decrease over the years. And the question is why? Now, this is a field where still a lot of research is done to understand why these numbers are not, say, conclusive, and why women are leaving science at a higher rate than young men are leaving science. Now, of course, one factor, and I have talked to a lot of colleagues, male and female, and one factor that, singles itself out every time is family. Especially young women at one point or another want to have their own family. And, well, being a researcher is not necessarily the safest point you can make. So, all things considered, yes, there are some minor advantages as well as disadvantages to being a woman. Disadvantage, the only thing that I've mentioned is being, singled out. But this isn't a real disadvantage. And if you think that male colleagues will treat you badly just because, you're a woman, it may happen, of course. You never know whom you meet, but in the last 20 years, I've probably met more than hundreds of colleagues. And most of them male, and most of them really nice people. So I have to admit, I never had any real trouble apart from, these minor things that you might also encounter anywhere else in the work field. So, no, there are no real disadvantages, but at the same time, there are also not, real big advantages. Like somebody asked me a while ago, but it must be great for you being a woman in physics. I suppose everybody is treating you special. And I was like, actually, no. The people I have worked together with never treated me in a special way because I'm a woman. So there are no real advantages or disadvantages to being a woman. But I still think it's important to pick everybody up where they are. And yes, I still think it's very important to go deeper into this whole field of equal opportunities, because the play field is not even. There are always people that have some advantages because of who they are. And at that point, we have to start picking up and trying to help people like this young PhD student. She doesn't know where she is going yet, but I'm trying to help her find her way, and especially trying to show her what life in science, life as a scientist is like. And once you understand this, once you get the hang of it, you know a bit about, networking, how important this is and stuff like this, then it will help you find your way through a possible academic career. Now, if you have any questions in particular to being a woman in science, in STEM, in physics in my case in particular, let me know in the comments below, and I hope to see you soon for another video. Bye!